What we have here is the 2019 Higher Paper 1, Question 6. Now this question focuses on derivatives and differentiation. That can be taken by just reading that part there and wanting us to find dy by dx, which is the derivative. So the question simply asks, given that y equals 1 over 1 minus 3x to the power of 5, x cannot equal a third, find dy by dx. So this condition here, x cannot equal a third, just comes through the fact that we can't have the bottom divided by 0. Now remember, when we are finding the derivative, what we want to do is represent everything in a single line as a power, whether that power is positive, negative, or a fraction. We want it to be written like that. So for example, in this case, we want this to be written in the format of y equals a minus bx to the power of n. Now in this case, because this is on the bottom and we have to bring it up, this n will be a negative power. So what I want to do is write it as y equals 1 minus 3x to the power of negative 5. Now because it's written like this, what we can do is differentiate this using the chain rule and get a final solution from that. So finding dy by dx using the chain rule from that, what we do, bring the power down, so we get negative 5. Keep the bracket as it is, 1 minus 3x. We then reduce the power by 1, so it's at negative 5, so taking 1 off of that moves it to negative 6. What we then do is multiply by the derivative of what's inside the bracket. Now inside the bracket is 1 minus 3x. Derivative of that, the 1 goes to 0, and the minus 3x just simply goes to minus 3. So what that then means is we get an answer of 15 bracket 1 minus 3x to the power of negative 6. Now the question doesn't state about positive indices, but if it did, we'd have to make sure we then rewrote it as 15 over bracket 1 minus 3x to the power of 6. So we'd have to make sure we put it in the correct format that it wanted for that final solution there at the end. So nice wee bit of C standard material there, just making sure we can do the techniques involved with differentiation. 3 marks for it. First mark for writing it in the right format there, so the 1 minus 3x to the power of negative 5. Second mark comes from starting differentiating, so this first part here, we've got the negative 5 bracket 1 minus 3x to the negative 6. And then the third mark comes from the negative 3, so using the chain rule and completing the derivative. If you were to do that, you'd be laughing, you get the full marks. Again, either answer is acceptable, just be careful if it asks you for a set format.